People, this is night time check on these guys. Not our check. So first thing first, I'm gonna come over here. Oh boy. Okay, feet are going off. The feet are down. Oh, I didn't come out of my tripod stand. Okay, this video is gonna have lots of ups and downs. At some point I have to cut and restart the video because of I didn't come out with my tripod stand. So the feeders are all almost empty. So their feed consumption has stepped up. So what I will be doing now is to let me just show you guys the feeders are mostly empty. So that one is empty and the litter is looking messy. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to give them feeds and water, and I will be right back to show you guys the aftermath of all of that. So I'm done settling feeds in their feeders and water in the watering can. So this watering can here is leftover of the one that has the multivitamin inside of it, and these other ones I just added fresh water for them. So maybe in the morning I'm still going to give them more multivitamins in their water. So they have feeders in their feeds right now, and I give them feeds with the big feeder. You can see over here. I'm supposed to use this big feeders, about 3 of them in here, but there's no enough room that can accommodate 3 of these. So I'll start with 1. Then maybe in the coming days I'll add another, just like that, gradually till they will have enough of these feeders and the big feeders, and I'll take off these small feeders. Hopefully by weekend I will get more of these big feeders in here, because the older flocks that are using the big feeders are already going off. So I'll be bringing in more of the big feeders in here for them, and I poured a very thin layer of wood chippings on the floor to help them with some warmth. So hopefully in 2 days time, let me just give them some time so that the vaccine they took will set in very well. I don't want to stress them by expanding more space, although they're a bit stressed out with feet that was already out, but that's not a big problem. But I'll allow them to settle in with the space that is already here. Maybe then in 3 days time, when I'm giving them antibiotics, I'll then expand the space just a little bit so that it can carry more feeders with them having space. If you can observe very well, they are growing. Their growth rate is impressive. So especially the broilers, they are doing amazingly well. So we only had 3 mortalities in this flock, and the 3 of them were mainly as a result of accidents. 1 was on arrival, and the other 2 was basically accidents. None of them was down as a result of illness. They are all doing as amazingly well. So guys, this is just all for this night. Tomorrow morning I will still share with you guys updates of what's happening here, raising these broilers and noilers in the same pen. So you see they are doing amazingly well. Let me take the camera closer. Hello beautiful people. So this morning I was not able to record the activities, but it was just the same regular day because I was giving them vitamin. I gave them a multivitamin this morning. So let me just peep in here. There's so much mosquitoes around here. The rainy season time of the year when there's so much mosquitoes. So this is how it looks like covering. Let me open up this whole space for you guys to see what we have in here. I'm trying to position this camera in the right place so it doesn't fall down. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see what we have in here. So first thing first, like what I usually do whenever I check out for any mortality. There's always the first thing. You check around for any mortality, and I just realized that their watering cans are all up. Their watering cans are all dried up, and their litter is getting messy. I don't know if I can get this shading tomorrow. Their feeders are almost empty, but the water is already out on all containers. So this morning uh, I gave them multivitamins in their water. So the essence of the multivitamin was to help boost their immune system, to absorb the vaccine, and to help them cope with the stress. So if you can see very well, the broilers are shooting very well, even the nullers are growing. So I think the first thing I will be doing for them is to give them water, because I just noticed that the water was out quite early before darkness eluded them. So I will just turn off this camera while I try to clean up this watering can so that this video doesn't get too long. I was not able to do a morning footage because of low battery of my device. So I'll just share with you guys. I'll turn it off for the time being while I've been trying to wash this watering can, because I need to wash them before refilling again. You can see the inside of it is messed up. So I need to wash them to refill for these guys. So just chill with me while I do that. So I'm done cleaning the watering can. So let me just settle them in for them to start drinking all the way. So let me position this camera and get to that end point, because I'll be dropping first at the end. So I have multivitamins inside of the water for them. So by tomorrow, I'll start a coccidosis preventive medications on them. This litter is already messy, and hopefully by tomorrow I will get some new wood shavings to spread on the floor for them, so that they will just be fine. So I am seeing someone's head stuck somewhere. Let me see if that chick is okay. See that broiler down there? Its head is stuck somewhere. Okay, it's out. So the next thing I'll be doing is to give them feeds in their feeders. You can see that the feeders are almost empty. Just only the big feeder that has feed and is already getting to its lowest point. So what I'll be doing now is to top up feeds for them, so they all have feeds available for them. So I have 3 feeders that are filled over there. So it's time to check on this other 2. But I'm thinking of withdrawing these long tray feeders because the holes are not usually wide enough for them to feed from easily. So, but for the fact that I don't have enough of the big feeders here, I'll still use them. See, the feeders almost empty. Let me open it. They are dirty already. I'm supposed to withdraw these feeders and just give them feeds with the big feeders. You see, the things are messy. So what I do, I usually take off this stuff. The beds are already bigger than these feeders. They're supposed to be using that big feeder over there. But for the time frame, since I don't have enough of that feeder, I'll still supplement with this one for them. So they're supposed to use these feeders for 1 week. Afterwards, introduce the big feeders for them so that the waste will be minimal. Like most of these things I'm doing, if I'm using the big feeder, it will be less of it. So much mosquitoes here. I'm gonna spend so much time here. So much mosquitoes. It's a mosquito season. I won't use much of these feeders this month. I'll just use this one. The white ones last for too long. Everything is messed up. So this feed is really messy, but I'll still give them. So I'm not going to be adding a new one in this feeder, a new fresh feed in this feeder. We already have this from the other end, and this will still serve them for a long hours. So that's just that. So the next thing I'll be doing is to place the torch, which is going to serve as their lighting source for them. I'll place it over there. The torch will go down there, so that the feeders that are there, they can feed from it and they have access to the water. So that's just that. So I've powered the torch as a light source there, and so this will just serve them for the next few hours. So we have water here and another water here. That water there is not too visible for them. This one at this extreme is not much visible for them. They'll not be having much visibility down there, but it will still serve. So the main feeders that will be feeding these birds will be this big one in the middle. So I've raised it up in a way whereby even when the feed goes down, they can easily still feed from it. And so these other guys are already filled up, and they have water from these 2 sources to get water from. So by tomorrow, I'll start them in medication on coccidosis and possibly change this litter because the litter is messy already. So I think maybe down there is still a bit dry, just because they spend more time during the day around this region. So down there is still a bit dry for them to still stay. So these birds are growing, they are doing amazingly well. We only had 3 mortalities. So far so good, they are doing well. The 3 mortalities we had were a result of accidents. So based on their health status, they are doing amazingly well. So I will be dropping the medication charts on our Facebook page, the medication chart that I'm using. So I'll drop it on our Facebook page. So you go and check out our Facebook page, Ete Foods and Agro Allied Industry, so that you get medication charts on this on how to rear broilers. I've also done a live video that I talked about how to administer medications to your birds. So you check out that video so that you can understand how to administer medications to your bird, because medications is the major means of getting to treat your birds when they come down to any illness, because mortality is one of the things that discourages a lot of farmers from venturing into farming, and it causes them to lose lots of money. So your ability to know how to administer medications to your birds and how to understand when a symptom arises will help you a long way. So I will encourage you to check out that video. Maybe I'll drop the link on this description of this video so you can easily check it out. So at this point, bye for now. See you tomorrow when I'll share with you guys more updates of how I'm rearing these Nola and Broiler chicks in the same pen. So bye for now.